congratulations on your haircut in the movie.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, they were like, we have a wig for you. I was like, wigs? I got my own.
Did you?
No, that was my hair.
Really?
Yeah.
I was watching saying that looks really good, and you've got a great head of hair that I feel like can also look awful, as evidenced by that. But that's great.
It's called a period piece.
Yeah.
And no, I actually remember going up to Catherine Bigelow, who's one of the greatest directors ever.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, just pull the hair down. It's kind of the style. And I was like, yeah, totally. And then kept trying to sneak it back to the scene. I wanted to do a lot of like, Your Honor. Yeah. And she was like, no, it's not how they wore it. And I was like, okay, I'll put it back. It's fine.
It's so weird to think that there was just a time where everybody was totally fine with like just hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, just rest in there your whole day, a big old fat piece of hair.
Just a nation of like skater kids being like, hey, I'm also a lawyer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And did you know much? So this is you mentioned Oscar winner Catherine Bigelow directed, and
I thought you were talking about me. I was like, Oscar winner. Let's not jump the gun, but I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
the hair will.
The hair will win. Yeah. Did you know much about these Detroit riots?
I had heard about it.
Yeah.
I'd heard a little bit about it, but nothing in detail. And it's unlike anything else I've seen. To say it's the best movie I've seen in a long time is such an understatement, because it's almost, when I came out of the screening, this girl was like, people are talking about virtual reality. That is virtual reality, and that's what it is. You're immersed in this movie in a way that when it ends, you're like, what just happened? You were in some weird time portal, and it should be a mandatory screening. Everybody should see it just to see what
fantastic. Congratulations on it.
Thank you.
And obviously that's Detroit. When we first met, we're both Red Sox fans. We met in Detroit. We're Red Sox fans. You're from Massachusetts. I'm from New Hampshire.
That's true.
Now, as someone from Massachusetts, do you think it's okay that somebody from New Hampshire is also a Red Sox? Do you count us?
Yeah, but like you're like our JV squad of fans.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Yeah, it's like we ride in the bus and you guys ride in the cars behind the bus.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and you're like, go Boston Red Sox fans, and we're like, thanks guys.
And yet neither of us. We are both without accent.
It's true.
Did you have to get rid of one?
No.
Yeah.
No, I grew up in Newton, Mass, which is the least street place I think in the suburbs of Boston.
I should point out to the people in actual Boston, you are the JV.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like Newton,
it's true.
Newton is to like Southie what New Hampshire is to Newton.
Oh yeah, right now some guy's going, is he giving that New Hampshire kid a hard time? Yeah. I'll give you a hard time, Newton. That's what they're saying right now.
There you go. So you have a Boston accent. You can do it.
Yeah, I can dust it off anytime.
Yeah.
Usually a couple drinks helps.
Yeah, it does.
Or it doesn't even help, it just forces its way in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. People are like, oh, when he has drinks, he does the Boston accent. It's like, no, what's happening now?
You also, something else we have in common, well, you have a couple. You have 2 kids now.
I
two
do.
girls.
Yes, we're multiplying.
Beautiful girls. And yet, this is interesting to me because I'm on the first one. I've heard that you have some issues with the baby products industry.
You've heard from who?
I've heard, look, I've read some negative Yelp reviews that are very much in your voice.
That's what it is. Yeah. Oh, good. At least you've been tracking. No, it's so funny. You find yourself, because it's the most amazing thing in the world, but you also feel like you're on duty, so you feel kind of stressed out as far as you want it to be perfect. And when they're really young, little things drove me insane, like wet wipes. Does anybody have kids? Nobody has ever had a kid? No. There's these little bags of wet wipes that you pull out and you wipe bums, but the problem is you never pull out one. They're like bunched in 200.
Yeah.
So you're holding a kid that's like 7 days old, and the first thing she's seeing is this giant person being like, like throwing this thing and like trying to get one wet wipe out, and baby's like, this is the worst. Emily's like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm just terrifying the child. It's fine. And then just last week, my youngest daughter got a onesie that had color-coded buttons. And I had to take a knee. It was like an emotional moment. I went, thank you, whoever invented this.
Oh, yeah.
Like when a kid's moving around, you're like, where does the button go? And then my kid gets up like this, and like their shirt's like that.
There are times where my wife will be in the other room and can hear, no, I'm not even saying anything. She can just feel frustration coming.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, is everything all right? I'm like, it's not going great with the onesie right now.
That's nice. At least you explain it. I just go, yeah.
Yeah.
Is everything all right? Yeah. Just
When,
one sec.
You walk over and like there's a new child-proof lock on something and it's the first time you've seen it and you get over and like you immediately get flop sweat because you're like, I have to be
and
as
then
an
Mission
adult.
Impossible starts playing.
Yeah.
It's like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, because you're like, I need to be able to figure this out in 20 seconds or else I'm gonna be shamed for the next year.
But you're also going up to it with a task because your wife would be like, hey, can you go down and grab that thing? And you're like, yeah, totally. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, do you pull it and then push it? And do you talk to it and then pull it? You're like, do you have to play Twinkle Twinkle and then it opens? Like, how does it happen? How does it work?
Your beautiful wife, Emily Blunt, She is in a film that you wrote and directed.
Yes.
So that's very
Yes.
exciting. This is the first
That's
time
what
you
this
guys
beard's for. Yes.
Oh wow. So
it's not just depression.
It's
like
a good
yeah.
beard
Thank
though.
You.
That's not a
Thank
depression
you.
beard
No,
because
this
it's
is
like
pretty- I
very
feel
it's
good about
nice
it.
and like trim.
Thank you. Yes, we're. I wrote a script. I rewrote a script these guys wrote that was great, and I'm directing now. And the best compliment of my entire career is when she actually read it just to read it for me, and then she said, "Well, did you ever let me be in the movie?" And,
That's great.
and I took a knee again, and she's like, "What is this taking a knee?" Yeah. Why are you getting so emotional? And I'm like, 1 sec. That's it. Oh.